Hey, welcome to the Golden Lotus Studio Songwriters Open Mic Night. I'm your host, Siena Friend. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. We have a really lovely evening of artists for you. I'm very excited to have our featured songwriter tonight as Lara Lafferty, who is a good friend of mine, one of my favorite singer-songwriters, and she will be talking about her new EP that she has coming out soon and playing some songs for us. So be sure to stick around for the end for that. And if you could take a moment to like this video and subscribe to our channel if you're watching, that would be great to help support Golden Lotus Studio and get the updates on all the other things that we have going on and support these artists tonight. And as always, thank you to Golden Lotus Studio for hosting us and making this open mic possible. So I am going to go ahead and get started with a song. I have an album coming out in about 2 weeks, which I am so excited about. I'm going to just talk about it a little bit because it's been a long time coming and I'm very excited that it's here. So it is called Start Again, and I recorded it in quarantine in this past year and recorded it and produced it myself with the help of some other musicians who were collaborating remotely with me. And I'm going to play the first track, the first song off of this album, and it's going to be available for a pre-sale on iTunes next Friday, June 11th, and when you buy the pre-sale, you get this song immediately, so you can hear the full production of this one that I'm about to play. This song is called A Pen and a Blank Page, and I wrote this song about 1.5 years ago when my cousin was waiting for her baby to be born, and he was like 2 weeks late, so she was waiting for a little while, and we were just talking about the timing of things and how it gets decided, and I was just kind of thinking about trusting this baby and trusting their way into the world, and it's kind of cool now. The meaning has changed a bit for me as I'm expecting my first child in August. So now when I play it, I'm thinking about her, and yeah, it's just, it's a special time for me to be releasing this album and this song in particular. So I hope you enjoy it. All right, sorry about that. It's no great mystery. First there was an ocean, and then there was a fish. A dreamer sleeping on a ship got tired of dreaming, so she made a wish. She wished she could open her eyes. She wished for a thing called a sunrise. And when she saw it come true, she wished for you. You know the way. You choose the day. The world is waiting to hear what you will say. You know the way. You choose the day. The world is waiting with a pen and a blank page. This book was open long ago. The cover is faded, the pages are worn, but in your hands it feels new. This is your chapter, what are you gonna do? You know the way. You choose the day. There's nothing you can't do with a pen and a blank page, a blank page. Oh, be the one who writes the scene, be the one who dreams the dream, be the one who steers the ship, be the one who makes the wish. You know the way. You choose the day. There's nothing you can't do with a pen, with a pen, with a pen and a blank page. Thanks. Awesome, thank you so much. Next up we have Mark Collins. Mark released an album this past year as well in January.
Yes, I did.
Hey, Mark.
Yes. Hello, Siena. That was lovely. I'm looking forward to your album coming out. Yeah, Siena and I were in a group of about 6 or 7 people that would meet once a week. We started in January before we had ever heard of COVID-19, and then that happened, and it became really a great artistic focus and kind of a social focus too with the lockdown stuff. And yeah, so anyways, yeah, I made an album, and under my band name House Painter Music. You can find it online and all your favorite streaming spots. This song is not on the album because I just wrote it this week. It's brand new, so forgive me, or forgive me if I stumbled through a little bit. But this one's called I'll See You in the Next Life. Touched my body that Saturday afternoon, I would have kissed you deep and slow and moved inside of you. You knew I had somebody, I knew you had someone too, and I wondered why slips away in the morning sky, in the morning sky. If you had come to see me that weekend in July, I would have raised your babies and ate your sweet potato pie. But you went to see your mother, though you knew she'd make you cry. I wonder sky, the morning sky. If you had crossed the mountains and met me in the bay, we would have started a rock and roll band and wrote some songs to play. But you lived with your sister and you watched her fade away. I wondered why the moment died, the moon slips away in the morning sky, in the morning sky. So I'll see you in the next life, or the next one after that. You could be a Grecian sailor, and I'll be your calico cat. Or I could be the Queen of Denmark, and you a French diplomat. Maybe you could be my daughter, living in an English flat. Or we could just be two songbirds singing on a railroad track. We let it fly, lullaby, as we watch the moon slip by in the morning sky, the morning sky, the morning sky, morning sky. I realize I don't really have an ending yet. This is one of those songs that fades out.
Yeah.
Anyways. All right. I'm going to do one that I did put on the record. It came about after going down a YouTube rabbit hole. This guy, a veteran from Afghanistan, and he was talking about, it's kind of a common thing everybody knows about, but to hear this guy passionately speak about all his buddies who were coming home, the soldiers, and having a really hard time adjusting back into civilian life. I don't know. I wrote this song. It's called Disappearing Man. But also I did want to say, as Siena mentioned, I'm going to play live in person on Wednesday in Golden, Colorado at a place called Miners Alley Playhouse. And it's going to be streamed online too. If anybody's interested, you can go to minersalley.com. That's miner as in like coal miner, minersalley.com. And they do a really good job streaming. They have, it's a live theater, like, where plays are done. So they have a good, they actually have a guy who's really good with videography and lighting and stuff. So it usually works pretty well. And this is pretty crazy. I never had ambition to do this, but it just kind of started to happen. It's going to be the first time I've fronted a band. I've got a band, guitar, bass, drums, and me. First time in 36 years that I've done that. So I'm looking forward to it. Anyways, this one's called Disappearing Man. There's a chair in the kitchen. She sits and she waits. Her sister tells her not to, but her sister never had a taste of nights in the summer, kissing in the car, dancing every jukebox song down at Fredo's bar. There's a bed in the basement, empty bottles on the floor. He spends most days down there, most nights he's out the door. Driving through the city, staring at the lights, trying to forget something, some way, somehow, or looking at the lights. Disappearing man, disappearing man, disappearing man, come back if you can. Signed up after Christmas 2009, gave her a ring 2 days later. She loved how it shined, shine, shine. They got married in the springtime, like her parents before. He shipped out in September, good in his uniform. Disappearing man, disappearing man, disappearing man, come back if you can. He was thinking about her 6,000 miles at night in Waterproof Valley, when he saw the tiger smile. Disappearing man, disappearing man, disappearing man, come back if you can. She says, cry if you want to. Yes, she says, scream if you got to. Yes, she says, just give me one thing. Oh, she says, you can hold on to. Disappearing man, disappearing man, disappearing man, come back if you can. There's a chair in the kitchen. She sits and she waits. Thank you.
Thanks, Mark. That one is one of my favorites. I was singing the harmonies over here with you. Yeah, on the album, that song is a duet and it's really gorgeous. So I would recommend that everybody go check it out. And I put the link to your album as well as your show in the YouTube chat.
Thank you.
Yeah. Awesome. Thanks, Mark. So next up we have Rachel Spencer Hewitt. And Rachel is an actress, singer-songwriter, also our very talented marketing manager for Golden Lotus Studio.
What's up? What's up? Hi. Thank you. Let's see. I'm going to say later, so I unmuted the right thing. Yeah, thank you. I am newly reunited with the piano, who was an old friend, and I've started writing songs, like really just as a way to keep a relationship with my artistry and just like daily making. And these two songs are super new, so new that the first one that I'm playing has no lyrics to the bridge. So I just invite everyone listening to imagine your own. And if you come up with something really great, drop it in the comments and I will steal it with your permission. Yeah, these pieces are, like I said, new. And so I'm going to be just feeling the story. I'm really exploring storytelling and how to communicate human experience and need through lyrics. So here we go with the first one. I think it's called Light On, working title. If you go, could you know, leave the light on. In a few steps you'll be worlds away. With everyone I'm good at keeping the fight strong, but with you I just don't know what to say. I just need you to stay. Stay, I love you. Stay, I love you. Stay. Stay, I love you. Stay, I love you. Stay. Won't you stay? When we fight, you're surprised just as much as me. Who knew those words are the ones that would be on the tip of my tongue so that you wouldn't leave. All I know is those words are the ones that I mean. Stay, I love you. Stay, I love you. Stay. Stay, I love you. Stay, I love you. Stay. Stay, I love you. Stay, I love you. Stay. Stay, I love you. Stay, I love you. Stay. Stay. That's where it lives right now.
Yeah, beautiful.
Thank you. The second one is also new, a little bit more formed, but also like very much me exploring the simplicity and like deconstruction at the end. So who knows how it'll go? Here we go. Okay. Open up. I can't find my keys and it's cold. The door's old, you know, and it sticks every time. It sticks every time, and I can't feel my toes anymore. I'm turning blue for you. Answer me. I can hear it ringing from outside. The walls are thin, but they're high. And I know you're inside. I know you're inside, and I can feel my toes anymore. I can feel, I'm turning blue. The moment when you know you have to go somewhere where it's warmer for you. When you're done turning blue, you're done turning blue. It's warmer now, remembering how I was scared to move. I'm not turning blue over you anymore. I can feel, I can feel, I can feel again. Ain't that the best? There's that one.
Nice.
Thank you all for listening.
Yeah.
Fun.
Thank you, Rachel. That was beautiful. So fun to hear you on piano. It sounded really great. All right, friends, this brings us to our featured songwriter of the night, Lara Lafferty. And I met Lara like about 1.5 years ago, and I've been anxiously following her music and awaiting her debut EP since then, and impressed by everything she does. But I think you said your EP is coming out in the fall. Is that true?
That is true. It's happening.
Awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty crazy. I think we all think things are going to happen faster than they end up happening. Definitely with me, because this was kind of my return back into music. I was focusing on acting and other kinds of performing for a while. So this was actually my first ever recording process. And it was just kind of a study session times 100. And I taught myself all about recording and producing and writing and just jumped headfirst in.
Very exciting. Yeah, I can tell you've done so much work, and it's been really fun to see your songs come along. So
Yay!
Yeah, I'm looking forward to hearing some tonight, and we'll chat a little bit in between and talk about songwriting too. So if anyone wants to ask a question or pop in a comment, feel free to do that.
Yeah, sounds great. Should we start with number 1?
Sounds good. Let's do it.
Cool. Okay, I'm going to switch over. Check. Does it sound cool? Great. So this song is called Take Me to History, and this was the first song that I wrote for the EP. I wrote it in 2019 after seeing Rocket Man. Got really, really inspired by Elton John for a while and was listening to a lot of things on repeat, and I was like, I don't know if I could ever write a song like his, but I would love to try. And that is what Take Me to History became. And here we go. Skies turn to gray, and here I am, wishing for you to stay. Why make it hard while it isn't easy? You still want it with all your heart. Here we are in the grave. we can't leave, you and me. I'm wishing for something. Take me to fields made of roses and skies made of trees, cobblestone alleyways, libraries filled with memories, centuries of mystery. Towers so high, strike a fire so deep, knowing the journey will lead to a peace called poetry. A step towards simplicity. Take me to history. Yes, it's stuck in my head like a song or a secret that's left unsaid. Oh, the world, though as small as they say, it's a series of novels on a shelf waiting to open one day. Take me there, let me see everything waiting before me. Love, come along, take my hand. Who knows where we'll land? Maybe in fields made of roses and skies made of trees, cobblestone alleyways, libraries filled with memories, centuries of mystery. Towers so high, strike a fire so deep, knowing the journey will lead to a peace called poetry. A step towards simplicity. Take me to history. London, find me. Love, find me. Take me with you. A fantasy becomes a memory when you take me to fields made of roses and skies made of trees, cobblestone alleyways, libraries filled with memories, centuries of mystery. Towers so high, strike a fire so deep, knowing the journey will lead to a peace called poetry. A step towards simplicity. Take me to history.
Beautiful. Awesome. I think that was the first song of yours that I ever heard, and I just heard you play it and sing it on piano.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm curious, how did the process go of figuring out the production for that one?
It was actually probably the most challenging because I wasn't quite sure what my sound was yet. Everything I've ever written has only been on piano or guitar only. So it was a big exploration for me to jump into, like, oh, I can put drums in something now, or oh, I can put strings in something now, and kind of finding where it fits, because I know I was struggling in the beginning with feeling like it was sounding a little too poppy. And it's funny because I'm kind of now starting to go more that direction, but at the time it was like, whoa, this is too much. I started in musical theater, so it was a big like shift and shock for me to hear myself sound that way, I guess. Yeah, but I think it found a really nice kind of home.
Yeah, it sounds great. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. I think when we're being produced for the first time as an artist who's used to just playing solo, there's that adjustment period for sure.
Yeah, definitely. It sounds completely different. Yeah.
Yeah. How was the process of like communicating that with your producer? Did you find you were able to get your thoughts across and that he like understood and could help you get your vision?
Yeah, he was really understanding. And I think I went in saying, like, I am so used to musical theater. I'm trying to find a more poppy sound, a more like modern place. So he, from the start, had been listening to me, but I think I needed to hear it to realize that that's not quite where I was going. But then as soon as I voiced it, he immediately kind of got on the same page as me, and he actually got really excited because he loves producing more classic sounding songs. Yeah, so I think it was just probably like the first 2 or 3 sessions were a little tricky to nail exactly what we were looking for, but then we were always on the same page after that.
Nice. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Cool. It's so fun to hear about the process.
Yeah.
I love that.
I know. It was very new to me. It's exciting.
And since then, you've also started to self-produce.
I have. Yeah. I guess I've always been someone who likes to be able to do things on their own. So in all of our sessions, I was always like typing up a storm, taking as many notes as I could, trying to like take it all in, and see what I would be able to do on my own. And then I think by probably like midway through the second song, I started playing around by myself, with Logic and adding instruments, and yeah, it became a big quarantine hobby for sure.
Nice, yeah. Same for me. Yeah. Like a lot of time to spend in the bedroom.
Yeah, exactly.
So did you end up producing anything on your EP, or did you do all that with your producer?
I produced the vocals for the last song on the EP. So that was pretty cool. That's so we worked on 3 together, and then by the 4th one, I was like, I think I can do this. Like, I really think I can do just the vocals on my own. And he was a little hesitant, but then I just did it. And then he was like, all right, you're fine. This is great. It's like, so cool.
Awesome to get that affirmation, too, from somebody that you've been working with.
Yeah, definitely.
Kind of do parts of it on your own. That's awesome.
Mm-hmm. For sure. Yeah, I definitely feel the most comfortable with vocals right now.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. Well, you got another song for us?
Yes, and it's funny that you brought this up too, because I'm going to sing a self-produced one now.
Oh, cool.
So it's still sort of in a demo phase, but I really wanted to share it today. Just to kind of get it out there. I don't think I've ever sung it live.
Nice.
So this one is called Salamander Moon, and I wrote it kind of about the feeling of when we were all stuck inside in the pandemic. And I envisioned I guess taking it in an artistic way, I envisioned like a train and being stuck on a train that's circling the same track every day over and over and not getting to any sort of destination. So that's what this song is about.
Before you get started, could you turn your vocal mic down a little bit?
Yes.
Is that possible? Awesome.
Yeah. Let's see. Check. Is that sounding okay? A little bit. How's that? Good. Okay. Cool? Okay. All right. So this is Salamander Moon. Comfortable ride, trapped to abide, nothing changing. Wheels turning fine, but is it a crime that they faze me? 212 days in my muted green seat, windows in dust and
a view of defeat when you don't even drink, so the bar doesn't bring you relief. Salamander moon, a flame in the sky. Oh, what will I do when this train arrives? Will the bones we knew be waiting outside? Unforeseeable norms, summers flooded in storms, and smooth warm autumns. Satin sheets in the suite no longer bring comfort. Michelin star dining car numbed the first few hundred times. The grain of your skin is untouchable now, an unspeakable truth that I'd never allowed. Always sick sitting backwards, but can't make myself turn around. Salamander moon, a flame in the sky. Oh, what will I do when this train arrives? Will the bones we knew be waiting outside? Unforeseeable norms, summers flooded in storm, and smooth, frozen in time, trapped in introverted lies. Four walls never let me down before. Watching life from the windows play out like a show as we circle the track 80 times or more. 212 days in this muted green seed, the skeleton's shoved beyond where we can see, and you can't even drink, so the bar doesn't bring you relief. Moon of amber, oh, a flame in the sky. Train of seasons, what awaits me tonight? Will the souls we knew be waiting outside? Unforeseeable norms, summers flooded in storms, and smooth warm autumns.
Yay. Awesome. That was beautiful. I love the production.
Thank you.
Background vocals sound great.
Cool. Thank you so much.
Yeah. So let's talk about your songwriting a little. That song was definitely making me just think about how your lyrics are so evocative and poetic, and I'm just curious about your process and what inspires your lyrics, especially.
Yeah. It's interesting. When I was younger, I always used music as a way to cope with things that are really hard or feelings that I didn't quite understand or know how to deal with. And then as I got older, it evolved a little bit into combining that with something more artistic. So almost turning something challenging or hard into something that you can picture that's really pretty. So I think this song is a perfect example of that, of like, I was struggling with the feelings of being inside, and I had the image of the train, just circling and circling the track. And almost like I picture it as like a very pristine, like perfect, like expensive place, but it doesn't matter kind of thing. When you're in the mindset of just feeling stuck. And no matter how comfortable you might be, it being really challenging. So I guess my process has turned into it'll either start with a feeling and then I'll get the coping out first, or it'll start with being inspired by like a story, like a fictional story or something I see on TV or a story that I hear, or a person who's really interesting. And then I think I tend to find a way to combine both things into one to create this new experience, I guess.
That's so interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like your lyrics are very visual, so that makes sense that you're inspired by like stories or television at times as well.
For sure. Yeah. Yeah, this song I'm going to sing last today was one that was inspired by like a love story from the 12th century that I read. So it's very interesting where it'll spark something. I don't know.
Awesome. Yeah. Cool. Well, yeah, do you want to play that last song or maybe tell us a little bit more about the background before you do or after?
Yeah, I'll do it before because I think, I don't know, it's you can hear it in so many ways and it might be interesting for people to hear it in the way that I wrote it because I don't think that's a common thing. But yeah, it was based on Eloise and Abelard, which is a love story from the 12th century from the year 1011 or 1115. Is that right? I think. 11:5. Sure. 1115.
1115.
Yeah. We don't even know how to say it because it was so long ago. But he was a philosopher and he was, I guess, sort of mentoring a woman who wanted to study with him. And his teachings were really controversial at the time in the 12th century, which I'm sure they would not be today. And her family like completely was against them seeing each other. So they did everything in their power to separate them. And then they wrote each other letters until the day they died. They never saw each other again and wrote each other letters. They were forbidden from seeing each other. And they were buried together in the Père Lachaise cemetery in France, in Paris, which is the title of the song. But it's kind of interesting because I never mention the name of the cemetery in the song. That's just kind of it felt like the outcome that they did end up together eventually. Yeah, so that's this song.
Cool, that's quite a story.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a journey.
How did you come across the story?
I have no idea, to be honest. I think I might have fallen down an internet hole, and because I'll fall down like history holes and love stories and things like that. But I think it just happened upon me, and then I found it, and I immediately knew that I had to sit down. And I wrote the whole thing in like 2 hours.
Wow.
Like it was ready.
Oh, I love it when that happens.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, I'm excited to hear it.
Cool. All right. So this is Père Lachaise, and there's actually in parentheses right after is Iron Ink. And Iron Ink is the name of the EP. So here we go.
Enjoying the winter, you always loved keeping cold. Were you expecting my picture, the fading paper framed in gold? Watching the wax from your candle fall to my chest, yet to be. It is impossible to let go when you leave this earth for peace. Just let me be for now, and leads right back to me in ironing. The apparitions of autumn charmed me to visions of us. For 20 years I have faced the truths of fate. Your brilliant mind would turn to dust. I write for love, write for hunger, for some sweet semblance of you. But on the mantle, your treasures burn away. Your watch still ticking fades from view. The last lone lingering snow, it doesn't fall, it doesn't show. When grieving a fear that has yet to be, it is impossible to let go when you leave this world for peace. Just let me be. But please write back to me in ironing what you leave here to me. Now I'm haunted, touchable memories, so unwanted. The velvet feel of your skin, linen kisses, and sin ashes found. 102 on the clock plays denial and shock out loud. Did you receive my last letter? And did you read my last letter? Did you leave this earth with peace? Please leave me be. For now, at least I'll write for you in ironing.
Woo! Gorgeous.
Yay!
Love it.
Thank you.
Yeah, Rachel also wrote in the chat, this would be a gorgeous musical too. And yeah, I can totally hear some of your musical theater background, just in the
Yeah.
storytelling and but it's definitely got that pop vibe as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So one more question for you. We're going to wrap it up
Yes.
soon, but so I have to ask, how did you decide on the title Iron Ink for the EP?
So that song, I think, from the beginning has been my favorite. Yeah, I think it captures, I don't know, kind of everything that I'm trying to do and everything that moves me also, because this one is kind of a combined one as well, with feelings about losing someone combined with the story, the love story. So I knew for a while, I was like, am I going to call the song Iron Ink? And then I really just liked the extra little tidbit of the Père Lachaise. And I just, if anybody ever looked into it, you know, or knowing the backstory and knowing that that's the cemetery. But I could not let go of Iron Ink itself. And I kind of think it was just there when I sat down and I was like, all right, I'm going to name this. And there it is. Like, there's that extra piece that I was holding on to that I couldn't let go of, and a way to apply it to the whole project. Because I think it applies really nicely to the song and it being my favorite song, but also, I don't know, I like the idea of ink. Like, I wrote songwriting. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, it was written down in iron ink by me as well. Yeah.
A really cool phrase.
Yeah.
I love it. Well, is there anything else that you can tell us about how to find you, when to expect your EP? Anything to leave us with?
Yeah. So this summer, I'm going to be starting kind of building up my social media and marketing plan and strategies. So I definitely will be the most active on TikTok and Instagram, leading up to the release in fall. And the songs will be released one by one in the fall. So I would say to follow me. I'm going to be switching over my Instagram accounts, actually. I used to have a music one, but I'm going to be making my main account the music one. Okay. And that one is Lara, Lara _ Lafferty, Lafferty for Instagram. And then TikTok will be Lara Lafferty without the underscore. Yeah.
Got it. I'm just putting that in the chat so that I think I put your other Instagram in there. So that's good to know.
It was a newer change. Definitely.
Cool. Sounds good. Well, I'm so excited to hear your final songs, and thank you for talking with us tonight. It was great to hear more about your process, and
of course,
really fun. I'm just going to switch to the gallery view real quick so we can say goodbye to everybody who played tonight.
Sounds good.
Before we sign off. So thanks, guys. Thank you, Mark. Thank you, Rachel. And thank you, Lara. We'll see everybody. We only do this open mic once a month now, the first Saturday of every month. So we'll see you in July. Thanks.
Great.
Bye.